Are you tired? Do you feel a lack of motivation to do what needs to be done? Does your back hurt? Is your life going on a downward spiral? Do you have a cat that keeps taking your seat every time you get up? You wanna know why? Because you're a fucking pussy. You're a pussy. Stop. Just hear me out. Just one moment. One moment of your time.
Have you ever wondered why you could be so excited about starting a new goal and somehow a couple of weeks later it's almost completely forgotten? I mean, you had the vision in your mind. You could see your success clearly, like crystal clear. It's almost as if it was happening right this very moment. We all know how amazing that feeling is. You make the plan, you start working on it, and a week goes by, 2 weeks, a month, eventually you end up not doing it, and it just ends up gathering dust in the back of your mind, like that old book you started reading but never got to finishing. Isn't it crazy how that works? You knew that in that moment, if I could pull this off, it would totally change my life. This would be my breakthrough. So why do we stop? Why does that fire die out? And most importantly, what can we do to stop that from happening again? Let's talk about it. If you're returning, welcome back, guys. It's always a pleasure to have you here. If you're new, my name is Marlon. I'm a musician, content creator, and front-end web development student from Cape Town, South Africa, with plans to level up the full stack next year. Either way, you're watching Let's Talk About It on the Marlon Lee Experience. Welcome. Let's dive in. But first, some coffee. So good. It's taken me 28 years to finally figure out what it is that I want to do with my life. I've always known that it had to be something that allowed me the freedom to work at my own pace, to express myself creatively, and it wouldn't hurt if it paid well. After stumbling onto a YouTube video about a day in the life of a web designer, it hit me. I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Now, I know 28 might feel a little late to have that kind of realization. And trust me, I've been there. That heavy feeling when you hit your mid-20s and you're looking around and thinking, what have I done with my life? It's like time is slipping right through your fingers. And if you don't make your move fast, you'll never catch up. But here's what I've come to learn. There is no timeline for success. Society will tell you that you're supposed to have it all figured out by 25, be married with kids by 30. But who made those rules? And more importantly, why do we kill ourselves trying to follow them? You're not behind. Your life is your own. You should be dancing to the beat of your own drum. Take your time. What's meant for you will find you. But here's the thing. Even before I had this life-changing realization at 28. I've always been obsessed with improvement, with being better than I was the day before. In high school, I was rather inconsistent with the things that mattered, like schoolwork. I'll admit that. But when it came to the things that I loved, music, art, being able to create things with these hands, taking care of how I looked, I did not play around. I took those things very seriously because I was passionate about them. Every day I would spend hours sharpening my skills. Guitar practice, songwriting, jamming, followed by a solid workout, and the occasional, let's call it, relaxation session. I wasn't perfect, but when it came to the things that I was passionate about, I showed up. And looking back now, that's the biggest lesson I wish I'd learned earlier on in my life. That consistency builds self-discipline. It's not motivation. It's not random bursts of inspiration. It's showing up over and over, no matter how you may feel. Because that's how you grow. That's how you change your life. And that's exactly what I want to dive into today. How to train yourself to stay consistent, build real self-discipline, and finally follow through on your goals for good. The thing about self-discipline is it's not this magical quality you're either born with or not. It's a skill, a muscle. And like any muscle, if you don't train it, it stays weak. See, most of us wait for motivation to strike. We think, when I feel ready, when I'm inspired, then I'll show up. But here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable, to say the least. It comes and goes like the weather. And if you stay in Cape Town, you know how unpredictable the weather is. We literally experience all 4 seasons in one day. What is reliable is consistency. It's the small, boring, unglamorous stuff that you do daily that builds discipline. The 10-minute workout when you don't feel like exercising. The 15 minutes of reading when you feel like scrolling on your phone. The 1 hour of coding, practicing, learning when you feel tired. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about showing up, especially when it's uncomfortable. That is how discipline is built. Not overnight, not with some life-changing event, but brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. You know, sometimes we convince ourselves that if we haven't made it at a certain age, that it's over. But success doesn't follow a timeline. And some of the most successful people out there, they started late. I'm sure we all know this guy. He's Colonel Sanders, the man behind KFC. He didn't franchise his first restaurant until he was 62 years old. Samuel L. Jackson, one of the most recognizable actors in the world, didn't get his first role until Pulp Fiction, directed by Quentin Tarantino. He was 46 years old. Even Van Gogh, one of the greatest artists of all time, recognized for his most famous painting, which is The Starry Night. He didn't pick up the paintbrush until he was 28. He only became famous after his lifetime, but his legacy still lives on. He's untouchable. The point is, success doesn't care how old you are. It just cares about how consistent you are. Which brings me to my story. When I first decided to get serious about web development, I was pumped. I watched all the videos, I signed up for all the courses, and I just started really strong. But a few weeks in, the excitement wore off, the doubt started kicking in, and I felt like an imposter. Honestly, I fell off more than once. But here's what I've realized. Falling off isn't the problem. Staying off, that's the real problem. If you can learn to pick yourself back up, even after you fail, that's discipline. That's where the real breakthroughs happen. And now, a little over a year after going on and off, I finally managed to design my first website. It still needs some polishing, a few tweaks here and there, but most of it, it's done. And I cannot wait to finally get it up and running. That's an achievement that took time, energy, and consistent effort. I built it up, dropped it, started again from scratch, dropped it again, over and over, with long breaks of self-doubt in between. But I finally did it. I finally finished it. I did that. I proved to myself that I am capable of creating something using the skills and knowledge that I've gained over the last year. And the crazy part, I only made the decision a few months ago to actually apply for a course and become a student in this field. Among other things that I'm capable of through my creativity, this is one of the things that I'll be able to look back at one day and say, I did that. So if you're watching this right now thinking, I've started 100 things and I've quit them all, I want you to know that you're not weak, you're not a failure. You just have to learn to build that consistency muscle. Start small, stay patient, because if you can show up every day, even just a little, it will change your life in ways that you cannot begin to imagine.
Alright, let me share a few simple, practical ways that you can start building your consistency and self-discipline. It takes effort, no doubt, but honestly, it's not as complicated as your mind might be trying to convince you it is. Let's start with this. Set clear and specific goals. There's something known as SMART goals. If your goals are vague, your actions would be vague as well. And I think that's the most logical way to look at it. Setting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound is a smart way to go about setting goals. Break down your big goals. The smaller the steps, the easier it is, the easier it feels to get started. And once you get moving, you build momentum, and eventually you will be able to tackle those bigger steps. Second one is to establish routines and habits. Now, routines remove guesswork. They help you show up without overthinking. Use habit stacking. Attach a new habit to something you already do. Like, for example, after I brush my teeth, I'll do 10 push-ups. Start small. Tiny actions done daily beat massive actions done once. The more you repeat it, the more automatic it becomes. Another one is to optimize your environment. Now, your surroundings, they matter more than you think. If it distracts you, get rid of it. Trying to eat healthy, You can't keep junk food in the house. You need to focus. Turn off those notifications on Instagram and Facebook and whatever other social media platforms you're using. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not drag you down. Number 4 is to practice delayed gratification. The ability to say, not now, to an instant pleasure. That is what I believe is a superpower. Resist short-term temptations by keeping your eyes on the bigger picture. Visualize your future self, the version of you who stuck with it, who actually made it. Number 5 is to develop self-awareness. You need to know your triggers. Notice when, where, and how you tend to fall off track. You have to be real with yourself about your weaknesses, because once you know them, you can actually do something about them. Number 6 is to reinforce and reward progress. Celebrate the small wins. You don't have to wait until you quote-unquote arrive. Acknowledge the progress along the way. Positive self-talk, a little treat, a mental pat on the back. It all helps keep you motivated. Number 7, cultivate a growth mindset. Setbacks, they're not failures. They're part of the process. Every time you mess up, it's a lesson, not a life sentence. Believe that you can improve because you absolutely can. Number 8, utilize accountability. Tell someone what you're working on. A friend, a mentor, anyone who will check in on you. When someone's watching, usually you show up differently. And hey, if you're brave enough, announce your goal publicly. It adds that extra layer of commitment. Number 9, prioritize self-care. Self-discipline falls apart if your body and mind are drained. Get enough sleep, exercise, eat right, manage your stress. Take care of yourself. Your discipline depends on it. Number 10, forgive yourself and move forward. You're going to mess up, it's guaranteed. But slipping up isn't failure. Staying down is. Be kind to yourself. Learn from it and get back to it. It's not about giant, dramatic changes. It's about small, consistent actions over and over that stack up over time. That's how you build discipline. That's how you create real, lasting change.
The truth is, this journey isn't just about web development for me. It's about rebuilding my life. It's about finally getting my music recorded and out into the world. It's about expressing myself through my art again. It's about taking my health seriously, quitting cigarettes, eating better, and getting stronger. It's about pushing past my fears and working on my social skills and not letting anxiety hold me back. And I know I'm not alone in this, so here's what I'm doing. Over the next few months, I'm committing to showing up. Not perfectly, not all at once, but consistently. A little bit every day for my health, my goals, and my future. And I want to challenge you to do the same. It doesn't matter what your thing is, whether it's music, art, relationships. Pick one area of your life where you know you've been holding back and start small. Start today. Let's grow together. I'll be sharing my wins, my struggles, all of it right here on the Marlon Experience. If you're ready to start your own journey, even if it's messy, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so you can receive notifications in the event that I do post new content. And please, drop a comment below. I would love to interact with you guys. I'd love to hear your story. Tell me a little bit about what has been holding you back. And tell me about a goal that you would like to set for yourself for this year, 2025. What is it that you would like to achieve before this year ends? Tell me why this matters to you and what makes this time different. Let's keep each other accountable. Let's do this together. One more thing before I wrap this up. I am currently in week 3 of my journey to quit smoking cigarettes, and I post regular updates every Friday on Instagram as discussed in my video episode 1 titled Smoke and Mirrors. Go and check that out if you'd like. I pasted a link to the video in the description below. Also, please support me by checking the social media links I put in the description of this video as well. Like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram and X, and drop a comment so that I can know that I am not alone on this journey. Your support will really go a long way to keeping me on track with this goal I've set for myself. Buy me a coffee. Every little bit goes towards improving the quality of my content, which ultimately helps me bring the vision in my mind to life. Keep an eye out for my next video, which I'll be posting right here on the Marlon Experience on Monday next week. I'll try my best to post at least once every 1 to 2 weeks. So make sure to tune in for the next one. I'd hate you if you missed it. I'd hate if you missed it. Anyway, signing off now. My name is Marlon, and you're watching Let's Talk About It on the Marlon Experience. I'll see you next time. Peace.